my God. Welcome to our first episode.
Of what? Of?
Welcome to the Wild, or I'm so used to saying the because the Wild Medeina and the Magical Warrior.
Yeah.
Probably could have added the, but it's okay. Welcome to Wild Sage and Seeker. And this episode, we're going to be just talking about kind of like our origin story and the beginning
Yeah.
of this.
Yeah. So in the first episode, we're just gonna talk about, who we are, what we do, our purpose for this podcast, and kind of what we want to bring to the table. Yeah.
Yes. So it's all about cozy space and curling up, listening, having a cup of tea. We don't have any, but we have water for today.
Yeah.
And just grounding into this moment, this present moment, to honor where we are, how far we've come, and the journey that brings us here.
Yeah, that's beautifully said. Yeah, so I think we're just gonna invite you to the sacred space to meet us, right? To make sure that we properly introduce ourselves so that you guys listening, you can know who we are and what we're doing. And yeah, I feel like without further ado, I feel like we just need to jump in, right? Make sure that you light the candle as
Yes.
well before you start. Make sure that you grab your tea. We have our water, candle, yeah. Yeah. For those who are just listening, we are showing off our candles and our water.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Sorry. We're just here being a little excited little girls with like, here's my candle, here's my water, and let's get into the sacred space.
Yeah, oh my God, I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. I think we should start as well with taking a deep breath together as well before we dive into anything deeper. Yeah. So let's close our eyes and just take one deep breath in and out. One more. And out. And hopefully this calms you down and brings you a little bit to this current moment, wherever you are. Maybe you're making dinner, maybe you're on the road, maybe you're driving, to make sure that you are just, in this moment, you are listening, you're gathering, and you're just there. You're there with us in a little witchy coven, doing things together.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think let's start off who we are and our origin stories and our spiritual callings. So I think I will then dive first.
Yeah.
I'm Agne. I'm the face behind the Wild Medeina. So I like to call myself as a wild priestess. I guide women to find their wild untamed selves, to just to love sharing their voice, to find their wild authentic self, because I feel like every woman deserves to be wild. Every woman deserves to find the she-wolf side that has been hidden away. So I made this my life mission, life purpose, to guide women through that. So yeah, I do lots of coaching, lots of group programs, lots of workshops to help you find your inner wolf, inner wild woman. And, we talk about all the, how can you smash the good girl conditioning, and how can you find your voice? How can you find your visibility? How can you be visible? And how can you have that a little bit of a wild, chaotic, crazy, wild woman, but you're still embodied you, right? You don't care about all the labels and the boxes. So yeah, so that's a little bit about me. And then I think we can hear from you a little bit more.
Yes. So for me, I am Roxy or Roxxana. I'm the magical warrior, and I like to think of myself as like a devotional, mystic, priestess kind of healer type of person. I definitely connect, let me rewind a little bit. I'm changing my words a little bit. I like to be more like a bridge for the seen and the unseen, and shining a light on the magic in everyday life, in the sense of doing rituals, self devotions, communing with the elements
Yeah.
and the guides and the angels, and all things that people don't notice until there's light shined on it, and bam, there's magic all around us. So I am a keeper of sacred spaces. I am super big on safe space and holding safe space for you in any kind of healing way. And I also do a lot of art, channel arts, and channel readings, and again, all those mystical things. And I actually will be doing a reading at the end of the episode, so it'll be a fun little journey. And oh, I almost forgot. I'm also a cancer survivor, so that is a big thing in my journey and with body love and embracing the body and coming home into the body as well. So that is just the gist of me. And if you want to know more about me or Agna, we will have our Instagram handles where you can follow us and chat with us and ask more questions if you want to.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. And I feel like we can go very nicely, beautifully into our next segment of our connection. So how we met, how everything kind of started unraveling in our magical story. So I think, well, I can't actually remember when we met exactly. I think it was June of this year. I think around there, May, June.
Yes, it was around May or June because I remember I was just doing my launch for my course, which is Trusting Her Again. And I remember you, I think you started following me or something like that. And you commented you asked about a book because I posted that I started reading Dancing with the Dream, which
Really, was that the first
coincidentally or
comment?
actually, yes, you were like,
No.
oh, I've seen this book. Let me know what you think of it and what you read about it. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. And then it like later on becomes to I posted I think my deck, my affirmation deck, Trusting Her Again, and you were asking some more about it and I kind of gave you a background story and you're like, "Oh my god, I need to interview you." And I was like, "Yeah, heck yeah." And then the interview though was done like through documents. So it's not like we actually had a proper like conversation up until when you hosted a workshop and I was like, "Ooh, you know what? This sounds like fun. I want to try it." And it was very intimate. It was just me and someone else, but it gave me an opportunity to like talk to you
Yeah.
and pick at your brain and you picked at my brain and yeah, that's the initial spark and I followed um your newsletter. I think it was like on 6/6.
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
So, yes, it was just like a beautiful synchronicity kind of thing because it's funny when we think about it, like that's not that long ago, but like
No, it feels like
ultimately
lifetime.
it feels like yeah, it feels like lifetimes. Like I feel like you have become such like a good friend of mine that like we talk to each other every day and it's like we're inseparable.
Yeah, I know, but it's beautiful. And then I think so. Yeah, so you went onto my workshop, and then like we clicked, and then I remember messaging you. Like I remember I was thinking, there's something about this woman. Like there was something about her, and I remember messaging like, do you think we should collab? And then you being the projector, waiting for the invitation. Yeah. So then, like literally, we set up the meeting date, and I couldn't believe it. We like literally hopped on the meeting, shared our life stories, right? And in that first meeting, we literally had a draft for our first big program together. We were like, this is something. Yeah, our first meeting was like what, an
That
hour and a half, 2 hours, and we literally had like planned out the whole 5 weeks program. And it was just yeah, and then like we literally became inseparable after that.
literally it was like also like I'm into human design. So the first thing I did as being this crazy person that I am, I'm like, what's your human design? Like, what is your birth time? What where you were born? I want to put your design in. I'm gonna see if ours match and like how it works together. And literally, it was like our human design charts together was just something on steroids.
Yes.
Especially when it was on that transit for that astrology moment that we did that call it was like every center was like lit up. It was like a Christmas tree. It was just like we were like thinking
Yeah.
things like we were just like, well, yeah, like we came into this meeting with like no expectation and came out with the whole like, okay, I think we got an idea. And then overnight, I was like, and I typed up the entire 5 week program, and I'm like, hey, when you have a chance, look at it. And you were like, holy cow. And the like it was just literally one thing after another. It was just like, oh my God, like you're just such a fiery person. Like you're a generator too. So as you mentioned, I'm a projector and you're a manifesting generator and you're like Leo fire, I'm like Pisces water. It's just like so much of yin yang,
Yes.
but neither one of us overpowers.
I feel like we just like a beautiful blend. Like even, even the whole name thing, which we're gonna get into in a minute, but it's like the beautiful dynamic between, me being like the embodying the huntress archetype, me being like,
Yes.
the seeker for everything, the hunting, the I just feel like I'm always on the lookout for justice, for purpose, for meaning. Like I'm just like I feel like I'm hunting and gathering all the time. And I feel like you're this, like this very wisdom, like this full of wisdom person, like full of so much like I don't know, depth, like soul depth and like inner depth. And I was like, oh my God, this is just yeah. Yeah, so we literally after that meeting we just never left each other.
Literally, it was like not even. Maybe there was like a couple days where like one of us was like, "Ugh, life is getting me." But even then, we would always check in. We were like so like we became attached, like super clingy attached, because not only like we were getting along so well, but then we like you brought in these two other people for something that we would probably mention way later on, and we had our astrology charts pulled, and then we found out another layer to us. Like we have these soul contracts, we've been in each other's past lives, we are each other's mirrors, and we activate each other. And I think me and you were both like,
I know we were like screaming. Like I couldn't believe when this another girl like pointed out that we literally been soulmates in the past life. I was like, no way. So it kind of just confirmed everything for us that like we just have to be together and we have this mission in this life, in this current lifetime to weave our strengths together and weave our businesses together so that we can help as many people as we can. And this is how everything was just born basically.
literally. And it made so much sense to why that course was created, because it literally was a, like our higher selves were like under like
Yes.
it was just like our higher selves were there. They were just like, psh, Roxxana, Agna, just push aside, like let us handle this because this is gonna give you so much more than just the course.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And I feel like it's really funny, like when people are creating the course, right? We obviously thinking about how it will impact other people and all the other clients and all the women that will sign up. But the amount of transformation this course for us is given, it's insane. Like the amount of ideas. I mean, the podcast came from that. All the amazing cool things that we're doing in the background. Hint, hint, the ritual book that's coming out soon.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, so we're just like literally on
yes.
steroids. So we just want to share this to the world. And I kind of like, I feel like we need to like emphasize, what sage and seeker really means. So to kind of like to summarize everything that we've just been talking, that I feel like I'm the wild one, right? So I'm the fiery, I'm always on the hunt, I'm always seeking things. I'm seeking the justice, seeking the information, and like very much like hunting and gathering. That's literally my archetype. And again, like embodying because like my business name is the Wild Medeina, and Medeina is Lithuanian goddess of the forest. So everything to do with like seek and like huntress archetype. And then we have Roxxana, where she's the sage. She's yeah, she is very, 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 very smart, but like I don't know how you say it, like ancient smart. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for. Like
Yeah,
very, yeah,
ancient wisdom.
ancient wisdom, yeah, like something like the lines. And yeah, and I feel like you're really good at talking about dreams and analyzing signs and like spirits and everything. So I feel like that's you being the sage. Yeah, what else do you have to add about you being the sage?
I mean, you basically nailed it down. Like, you're basically the huntress, you're seeking, right? And I'm more as like a priestess, very devoted into my like rituals, my devotion, the self care, like really anchoring into nature and the unseen world. So, where I mean, we're both wild, but you
Yes.
are more like in there in the thick, kind of like analyzing, logical, like always trying to do like as a generator too.
Yes.
And me, I'm just like, I'm gonna take it in, analyze, drop some wisdom here and there if you invite me, and
Yeah.
just really like into the unseen world and the dream world and the elements. Like that's just where I spend a lot of my time and sharing those gifts and those making those unseen seen for people. So
Yeah, this is how
sage and seeker.
this is the background for our for the name and for the future mission, and yeah, Wild Sage and the Seeker. Yeah.
Yes.
So I think the next thing that we
So
can move
with
on
all
to, sorry.
no, we're both like on the same page.
I will let you go.
You go.
You go.
Okay. With all of that being said, I know we mentioned a lot about the course, but like like what exactly is a remembering course? You're probably thinking. And to just talk about it very briefly, kind of like reminding what we just said, it was a course that came to us in the sense of like, how can we connect to sacred self? How can we bring in the wild and make it something meaningful? How can we bring in
Yeah.
devotions? How can we bring in rituals? And how can we take all of these things together, put in a little bit of science and logic to it, and come back to the true sacred self, like that authenticness? And that was the main mission of it. And when we were thinking about it, like I was just like, I remember I kept telling you something wild and something magical.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, so this is literally the mission of the course, isn't it?
Yeah. And we just on steroids created a 5 week course where we first week was all about surrendering, second week was about our bodies being our oracles,
Yeah.
then the third week we tapped into the elements, the fourth week we were unlocking our voice, and then by the fifth week, which landed in the same weekend of Dia de los Muertos, we connected with our ancestors. And I mean, I know Agne kind of briefly mentioned how people don't talk about how much it transforms yourself, like the creator of the
Yes.
course. And when we hit week 5, we were like sobbing. Because not just like, it was just like very impactful, meaningful moment for me and for you. Like we went through this 5 week journey together. We practiced rituals, we practiced devotion, we went into our depths, and then to reunite with our ancestors, it was just like the cherry on the topping. It was just so beautiful.
Yes, yeah. It was beautiful. Like I feel like it transformed us so massively. Like we like, we were going through so many initiations as well for the soul. And again, this is the beauty of it. I feel like no one talks about how much the creator is actually changing. So as we record
Yeah.
this podcast now, this course is available to be as a self-paced one. So if you want to transform with us, you can. We will leave all the links below. But yeah, it's wild how much it transformed us. So I feel like it's just wow.
Yes, and that was how us doing that, and I think it was within like our first live week call, right after we finished that live call, the first week, we were like, that was amazing. We need to do more of it. And then we were like, oh, this could be like an amazing podcast. And you were like, podcast? And I'm like, yeah.
I know, and then like I was saying that I really wanted to have a podcast of mine for a while, but I just feel like doing it alone. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of like things to carry on your own. Like it's quite a big thing. And I was like, no way! Like I wanted to do a podcast on my own for a while, and you were like, no way! So we're here now. Like we're here. And funny as well, we were saying that we're gonna launch the podcast in January. Well, here we are in November,
Yeah.
being super excited about it, jumping timelines, doing this 2 months early. So yeah, and we're
He's
channeling
right.
also the full moon because yeah, as we're recording this, yesterday was the full moon. So we are channeling
Yes.
all of the energy.
Yes, it was the last super full moon of the year, and it was in Taurus, and it was the Beaver moon, and it definitely rocked so many people. But at the same time,
Yeah.
it was beautiful, and that's what really it's just crazy because every time when we do things like this, like the course, like the live calls to this podcast, everything is always correlated to something big happening in astrology. And it's just like higher self is always like, hey, you know what would be cool? To do this right after a full moon.
Exactly. Like how did we didn't like we planned that we're gonna record today, but we didn't actually plan to do like right after the full moon. So it's just
Yeah.
wow. And I feel like again this brings us to a very nice next segment, which what you can expect from the Wild Sage and the Seeker, because we're gonna talk about all things astrology here as well. We want to remind you that
Mm-hmm.
this is not just a podcast where we just talk about our lives, which I mean we will, right? But it's more than that, right? It's a sacred circle. It's a sacred circle of Sage and the Seeker. It's a sacred circle for priestesses to join us, to for two priestesses talking, and we just want to create this tribe of all of things. So yeah, so we're gonna talk about astrology, what's happening in the world, what are we channeling. We're gonna do some card magic. We're gonna talk about ritual signs, cosmic events, yeah, spirit signs, everything. And we're gonna talk a
Yes.
lot about
All
Sunday.
unfeeling things. Oh, yes. And deities.
Yes,
All kinds of stuff. Really, like all the witchy, all the spiritual, all the woo woos. We'll bring in some science too. Like, we're just gonna be covering it in the sense of also like how things were done back in the day, like how our ancestor did it, how, things were
yeah,
done in the wild, because this is for the wild soul, essentially.
exactly, exactly. So basically, we kind of want to dedicate this podcast to every woman who is remembering her wild, intuitive, untamed self. Like it's all about the remembering. Again, our course name keeps coming back, but it's just really potent in us. And I hope that you're gonna feel, I hope that you're feeling this energy from us that we are channeling through this podcast because it's just wild. It's just wild. Yeah.
Yes, yes. And it's what to be expected in all the podcast episodes. I mean, granted, life will be life, and there'll be moments where we're
Yeah.
just not going to be laughing like crazy, like today. But in the sense of like the energy, the dynamic, and like what we would be covering, it's just hopefully, easy to hear and light to hear, and that, fills your cup and makes you feel seen.
Yeah.
Because today in this world, the way how things are, you know, I'll be real. Like a lot of us are struggling. We're struggling, and it's just a heavy density energy out there. But the purpose of it is you're not alone. We're here with you. This is safe, sacred space, and we want to teach what we've learned and share with you through trials and error. These rituals, these deities, these signs, these are things that we've practiced first, and then we're bringing it here. And hopefully, one of these things will be helpful for you.
Yes. Yeah. So I think this is very beautiful summarized message of what you can expect. Basically, some wild, some chaos, some structure, all of the things. And I think this is a very beautiful, next segment where we just want to close the space, but we want to close the space with the collective message, right? We want to see what this is for the new beginning, and this is where Roxy will pull out a tarot card, and we'll see an oracle card. We'll see what she's gonna pull up, and we were just gonna see what the universe has to tell us. So I know that for those of you who are listening and not watching, you can't actually see the cards, but we'll try our best to explain what we can see in the cards.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the stage is yours.
So right now, I'm just using some Palo Santo, cleansing the space, cleansing the cards. I have a couple decks here, but I feel called to do my Soul Truth deck. It's just like a daily question and kind of like action that you can do. Super easy, super light, nothing too crazy after all of us have been experiencing the full moon.
Yeah.
And I just hope that everything settles down and that love finds its way to us and fill our hearts. And hold on, that's too many cards. We just need one card, Spirit. There it is.
The cards are flying out.
All right. They always fly out. I love my air guides. It says, am I focused on what I am losing or gaining?
Oh, I
Show
love
it
that.
here.
And it's a feather
It's
as well.
blue card. Yes, it's a feather. The air signs have been speaking so loudly to me, so it just keeps showing up. It's just so cool. So, the quote on the card says, am I focused on what I am losing or gaining? And then on the other side, it says, are you going through some change? Are you scared to let go because of what you might lose? What if you shifted your focus from what you might lose to what you might gain? Endings are actually new beginnings.
Oh my
So true
God.
as we're coming towards the end of the course, to the new beginning of the podcast, but also on a bigger level, we're coming towards the end of the year, the end of the shedding.
Into the snake
What
year.
are we afraid? Yes. What are we afraid? Like, what is this last bit of what are we afraid to let go of before this new year comes? And the soul action would be today, make a list of all the things you will gain from change you are going through. Feel in your heart, take a breath, and deepen into the trust. Amazing things are coming. So, again, today, or whenever you can, make a list of all the things you will gain from the change you are going through right now. Feel it in your heart. No judgment.
Yep.
And take a breath and deepen into this trust. Amazing things are coming, which just before I end that note, I'm going to just briefly say what I had a dream about last night. I had a dream that I was eating this like sweet treat, and I've been going through some deep initiations, and my dreams have been a little bit crazy. So when I say I've been dreaming about a sweet treat, it was a very nice treat, a nice surprise. And I was eating something strawberry, which is connected to the heart. And then I turn around and I come back, and my treat is like, I already finished it, is replaced with a new treat, a chocolate treat. That's like, chocolate's very grounding and earthy. So I'm saying this because universe has a way of thinking that things can be rough, especially if they're affecting our heart. We've been going through changes, we've been shedding, we've been letting go. But when you least expect it, the universe is always here having our back. Our angels, our guides, our creator, the great mystery, whoever, they're always looking after us. And when you least expect it, they will treat you with something nice.
I love this message. Oh my God. And I feel like as well, what we've been going through, like, me and you, and collectively what we've been hearing from other people, this card is really, really relevant because the times are changing, things are moving, shifting, changing. And again, like, yeah, just really potent. As always.
Yeah.
As always. The cards are always
speaking.
For those of you who don't know, this was my famous line in our course. I kept saying this all the time in our course, so I feel like I need to have this on my t-shirt or something.
You should. We're gonna have a merch coming out soon. It's gonna be a t-shirt, and it's gonna say the cards are speaking, and there'll be tarot cards on it. If you like this idea, make sure you send us a message or a comment or whatever below, and we'll make it happen.
Oh my God. Okay, we're doing this. And like you drawing the tarot cards, like we're doing it. Oh my God, a new project, a new beginning has just been born.
Not me accidentally encouraging the Manigen, a new project.
I think you just want me not to sleep. I'm already in my head thinking that I know how to play with, like Canva has, this is a side note, but whatever. Like you can play things on Canva. Like if you want to design a t-shirt, like Canva has the option to do that. Like I'm already thinking how I'm doing that.
Of course you are. You're a mile a minute away. With that being said, stay tuned with us. follow us, subscribe, because this is not the end. This is just the beginning.
Yes.
So may this safe space be a mirror for you and for every woman out there remembering her magic, her power, and her connection to the unseen and the wild.
Yes, I love this. I love this. And up until next time, keep seeking and keep remembering. Bye.
Bye!